Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel, and for those who are new here, I'm Julie and I'm the founder of InYun Concierge, which is a beauty concierge agency here in South Korea. Don't forget to subscribe. I post every Tuesdays and Thursdays, Korea Standard Time, 7 a.m. And I made a YouTube video about my rhinoplasty, my 3-point jaw contour, talked about my herbal medicine journey, and I think now that's all left to talk about is my double eyelids. I actually had quite a few revisions until I got the final desired look, and it took me a long time to achieve this. So I remember when I was 18, I got my first double eyelid surgery in America. So I'm from Orange County, California, and I was so determined to get my double eyelids. My mom used to get like toothpicks and pinch my skin a little bit to see how I would look with double eyelids. And I remember starting from such a young age, I always knew like once I'm 18, I'm gonna get it done. So I saved and I finally got it done. But I feel like that experience was really horrible, and I feel like at that time I didn't really care. I just wanted to get it done. So I actually don't remember seeing before and after photos. I think I just saw his reviews like on Google or Yelp, and then I just decided to go. I paid quite the money for it, and his standard procedure was doing very natural eyelids. Everyone has their own preference, but I really wanted like bright, big eyelids are gonna really show, you know, my eyes. I didn't want something that was gonna be natural. I really wanted it to be like clear that I got my eyelids done. He actually went, I remember, 10 millimeters, but I think I wanted to go the highest, which was like 15, but he was just deliberately like against it. And I think I did go 10 the first time, but then the week after my surgery, I got a non-incisional double eyelid surgery. So what that means is basically you're not under partial anesthesia, and they basically just numb you, and then they just tie knots along the lines to create the double eyelid. And then I think it was on the final knot, it actually popped out of my skin. Like I went to the gym, I came home, I showered, and I was looking at the mirror and something was itchy. So I thought it was like maybe an eyebrow hair or like an eyelash that was on my eyelid. So I remember I was scratching it, and then I pulled it thinking like I was just gonna like have it fly away, but then my eye was pulling. So the knot rejected the surgery and it was coming out from my skin. Like I was actually pulling the suture. And I remember I was so young, I was like freaking out, and I like called them immediately and I was like, you need to do a revision like right now. And then the next time I went, he told me I was gonna look like an alien if I went higher, because I said, since it's a revision, could we go higher like I had requested from the beginning? He said no. And then later did the 10 millimeter again, and then afterwards when it fully healed, it literally looked like my monolid. Like I think because I have so much skin from my eye all the way to my eyebrow that all the skin was just really like pushing down on the work he did. So it literally looked back to my monolid, and I was freaking out because I had saved for it and I was like really excited for this my whole life, and it was just back to normal. And went back, and finally I think I did like 15 mm, and he was like, you're gonna look like an alien, like I really advise against this. At that time I was so certain that it was gonna be the best thing, and so I pushed for it, I got it, and I loved it. It was literally like the eyes I wanted, but the only thing when it comes to non-incisional is that it will loosen over time. So I think it was like close to maybe 6 or 5 years later, it really started loosening, like to the point where I would always ask my family, like, can you see an eyelid? It felt so loose that I couldn't even feel my eye like opening sometimes, because it felt like my monolid again. And then I came to Korea and found such a good surgeon. He really did everything I wanted. He did advise that if I went the highest, I did get an incisional double eyelid surgery. So you go through partial anesthesia where you're asleep for a little bit and then you wake up, and then you have to like open your eyes. They have to see it for themselves too, how the fold's looking. We went the highest that we could go, and it was like right under my brow bone right here. We did go right under my brow bone, which I think that's the highest you could go. My swelling was gonna be considered like sausage swelling, where it's just gonna be really swollen for the longest time period compared to like a more natural fold. And I didn't care, like fine by me, and I had no plans anyways. And then so in Korea, if you want more of like that American bigger eye look, then it's called the doll eye, just in case you guys are like considering it. I think for me it was the best decision I could have done. Like I really love my eyes. I feel a lot more confident. And he also tightened the skin here because it was a monolid and then it was like folding on top of one another. Also made sure that the skin was lifted here as well. I just really love the look of it and I have no regrets, and I love that surgeon. My mom and my sister went to him as well, and I also work with him now through InYun Concierge, which is my beauty agency. And so I think it just all worked out for the best. If you guys are considering having double eyelid surgery, you could find a lot of clinics that do very natural, and it's a little harder to find surgeons here that do like that doll eye or that western look. If you guys do want to inquire and book through InYun Concierge, then we could definitely link you and book you to the surgeons that are going to be able to give you that desired look that you would want to achieve. I think if a Korean surgeon is able to do a lot of both the doll eye and the natural look, then I think they're so skilled in Korea. Ask for before and afters and just make sure you're very clear with what you want. And as far as that goes, if you guys have any questions regarding double eyelid surgery or anything else related to InYun Concierge, leave a comment, fill out our form, or you could DM us once you see before and afters. And hopefully I see you in the next video. And don't forget to subscribe. We post every Tuesday and Thursday, Korea Standard Time, 7 a.m.